Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Michael Vick live on VicTube, and week two, week three of the 2021 college football season is in the books. Yep, and another exciting week of college football, and now I'm going to recap this past weekend's, action. Give you my, facts and opinions on certain things. So anyway, where should we start? I guess we'll start with my team. So Georgia. We did go ahead and obliterate the Shamecocks. So 40-13. And then we got JT back. Yep, that's the biggest takeaway from this game. Yes, that JT is perfectly fine. So he has gotten over his strained oblique. I guess he's all better now. Yep, he had a great game. Yep, threw for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, but he did have the one interception, though. Oh, yeah, and Kearis Jackson is playing wide receiver now instead of just returning punts. He actually had 2 catches. It looks like we got Darnell Washington and Dominic Blaylock and Tyke Smith are still out. Maybe we'll get some of those guys back this week. But anyway, so we already talked about that game on Saturday. So not gonna spend too much time on it. So anyway, so now let's talk about about this Alabama Florida game. I know that it was closer than any of us would have expected. Alabama jumped out to a 21-0 lead, but they struggled. I think after the first quarter they were up 21-0, and then they just struggled. The rest of the game just looked really pitiful. Of course, they only scored 10 points in the second, third, and fourth quarters. But anyway, it was enough. Of course, Florida came back and they almost won. So almost won, of course, outscoring the Gumps 29-10 in the second, third, and fourth quarters of Alabama really struggling both offensively and defensively, letting Florida run up and down the field on them, yet making Emory Jones look like a good quarterback. This is not the best defense that Nick Saban has ever had. So y'all can stop with that. I mean, this defense is not really that good. I mean, I know that y'all shut Miami down, but we now know that that's not that hard to do. We know that Miami is not any good. So but it looks like Florida is. So I guess maybe we're going to have to take Florida seriously now, I think. But anyway, so then the difference in that game ended up being a missed extra point by Florida, which of course you're supposed to make those every time. So that made it so that they had to go for two. Yeah, when they scored a touchdown to make it 31-29, and then they had to go for two because they missed an extra point. Otherwise, it would have, gone to overtime, probably. And then I still don't know. And then we still don't know that Florida would have won, but, could have. And so then they had to go for two, didn't get it. They just tried to run it up the middle. Yep, ran into a wall at the 1 yard line. So anyway, so of course you know that I hate Alabama. Yeah, they're my most hated team for obvious reasons. So yeah, I was rooting for Florida in this game. Yeah, I wanted the Gumps to go down, but sadly it didn't happen. Anyway, yes, and then speaking of Miami, yep, just a really embarrassing, humiliating loss to Michigan State. Yeah, it was like 38-21. So anyway, yeah, Miami, you're just not any good this year. And it looks like Michigan State is pretty good, though. They've got our former defensive coordinator, Mel Tucker, as their coach. So of course I'm happy for, Coach Tucker. I wish him the best. Well, anyway, so is Miami gonna fire Manny Diaz and replace him with Ed Reed? I guess we'll have to wait and see. And then Florida State, you got blown out by Wake Forest. Wow, how far the Florida State football program has fallen. They ought to just quit. They ought to just forfeit the rest of their games. They're a dead program. Anyone else lost? Yeah, and then Nebraska. Yep, struggling. Oklahoma. Yep, struggling with Nebraska. Nebraska is terrible. They lost to Illinois, and all you could do was beat them by 7 points. I know, what is going on? Yeah, speaking of what is going on, yeah, what is going on with Clemson's offense? Yep, they're nowhere to be found. The ukulele sucks. I don't know, maybe this Georgia defense, beat the fight out of them. I guess we broke him. You have 14-8 over Georgia Tech, same Georgia Tech that lost to Northern Illinois. Yep. And then what else happened? Yep. BYU beat Arizona State. Yep, that's what I thought. Let's see. Yeah, there was a good game. Cincinnati and Indiana. I mean, it was close for a while. I think Indiana was actually winning at halftime. Yes, Cincinnati really struggled in the first half, and then and and then they really turned it on in the second half. Ended up winning 38-24. Yep, and then we had a good game. Yep, Virginia Tech at West Virginia. What was it? What West Virginia was up? It was like 20 something to 7 at one point, right? Virginia Tech came back and ended up and it ended up being a one possession game at the end. I think Virginia Tech ended up turning it over on downs on 4th and goal. But anyway, and then and then UCF at Louisville. I mean, yeah, UCF really choked in this game. I mean, yeah, it was 35-35. They had just intercepted the ball, and then they were almost in field goal range. And then they decided to put the ball in the air they decided to throw it for no reason. And then it got intercepted, taken back the other way for a pick six. And anyway, I mean, there was really no need to throw the ball. Y'all were running the ball. Great, all game. Especially in the Louisville couldn't stop the run in the second half. I mean, you could have just ran the ball. I mean, you were a first down away from getting into field goal range and probably winning the game. But anyway, yep, and then UCF's quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, he fractured his clavicle on the hit that he took when he threw the interception. So he'd be out. Let's see, and then Mississippi State lost to Memphis. They lost by a punt return for a touchdown. Of course, the refs missed a penalty. But anyway, and Southern Cal bounced back. They beat Washington State without a coach. So, see anything else? Let's see. Oklahoma State beat Boise State by 1 point. Let's see. Stanford beat Vandy. Let's see. North Carolina. Let's see. Blew out Virginia. Yeah, now that's looking like the North Carolina we thought we were going to see. Let's see, Auburn and Penn State. That was a good game. So Penn State ended up winning 28-20. So Penn State now has 2 impressive wins. On the road at Wisconsin, and now at home against Auburn. Anyway, let's see. And then Kentucky, barely beat something called Chattanooga 28-23. after they had, just beaten Missouri the week before. So anyway, so I guess now we'll go over how I did on my picks for the week. Let's see, Ohio and Louisiana. Louisiana was a 19-point favorite. I took Louisiana to win, but I took Ohio to cover the 19.5, and then Louisiana ended up winning by more than that. And at UCF Louisville, UCF was a 6.5-point favorite, and I took Louisville. They lost. Let's see, and then Nebraska. Let's see, Oklahoma was a 22.5-point favorite, and I took Oklahoma. They only won by 7. Let's see, Cincinnati, Indiana. Cincinnati was 3.5-point favorite, and I took Cincinnati, and they won by 14. See, Virginia Tech, West Virginia. West Virginia was 2.5-point favorite. Took West Virginia, and they won. So, and of course they won by a touchdown. Let's see, Michigan State at Miami. Miami was a 6-point favorite, and of course I took Michigan State in the upset, and I was right. Michigan State did end up winning by, was it 17? And Alabama, Florida. Alabama was a 14.5-point favorite. I took Alabama. They only won by 2. And Florida State, Wake Forest. Wake was a 4.5-point favorite. I took them, and of course they won by 21. Let's see, Southern Cal, Washington State. I took Washington State to win, but I did take Washington State to cover. And USC was an 8.5-point favorite. They ended up winning by 28. So, Mississippi State was a 3-point favorite over Memphis. I took Mississippi State, and they lost. South Carolina, Georgia. Georgia was a 31.5-point favorite. I took Georgia. Of course, we only won by 27. So, Auburn, Penn State. Penn State was a 5-point favorite. I took them, and they won by 8. Go Virginia and North Carolina. North Carolina was an 8-point favorite, and I took North Carolina to win, but I took for Virginia to cover, and they did not. Stanford, Vandy, it took Stanford and the 12 points. They ended up winning by more. I'm a Boise State. Boise State favored by 4, and I took Boise State and lost. Oklahoma State ended up winning. Arizona State, BYU. Arizona State was a 3.5-point favorite, and I took BYU on the money line, and I won that one. Let's see, so just picking the games straight up, I was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, so I was 13-3, just picking the games straight up. And then, yeah, okay. So 13-3. Yeah, 13-3. 13-3, just picking the game straight up. And then let's go against the spread. They win. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, and I went 6 and 10 against the spread. So, okay, so 13 and 3 on the money line, and 6 and 10 against the spread. Anyway, and then changes in the top 25, AP top 25. Let's see, Auburn only dropped 1, losing to Penn State. Let's see, Penn State moved into the top 10. Let's see, Alabama and Florida stayed where they were. Of course, Virginia Tech got dropped. Let's see, Cincy, I think they stayed put. Let's see, I think Arizona State got bounced out of the poll. Let's see, Michigan State moved into the new poll. Let's see, Michigan got moved up. Let's see, BYU moved up. So anyway, and yes, Georgia stayed at number 2. So no, we did not jump Alabama. So anyway, that about wraps it up. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all again next time.